Yeah, stepping in the spot like she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with that body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do about it? Loving your vibe, girl.
All right, so we got good news, or I got good news. As you can see, the scale has dropped some more. Well, you don't know that. I know that. So 2 days ago, I think I clocked in or checked in at 122. I am now 120. And for context, my stage weight, we typically lean me down to about, or last year anyway, we leaned me down to about 110. I think by the time we got to nationals, I leaned down to about 110, 111, and then we fed me up. And I probably landed somewhere around 113 to 115 on stage on show day. So for context, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those big drops. So we still have about 5 to 6 more pounds to go, or just to see where we are. But in terms of continuing to lean down over the season, I think is what we're really looking for. I think. I can't speak for Shelby, but all good news. I'm very, very excited that my weight is finally moving in the direction we want it to, and it's no longer stalling. So as much as cardio and low calories suck, again, remember, I said that is what my body needs to really get moving. Anything else is just not happening. It's not. My body's gonna hold on to everything it has. And so I'm super excited, ready to see some more drops, ready to find out what Shelby's gonna say. So I'll let you guys know how the feedback goes whenever I get it. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through my check-in process and check-in area. A lot of people always ask how I get my check-in so bright and clear. This is my mirror where I come out of my room, and I daily do a mirror check, because how many of you all do a mirror check? I know I do. All right, so I actually do my check-ins right here in the kitchen dining room area, and that is because we have a lot of good natural lighting here. Most of the lighting is in this part of the house, which I call the back of the house, when I open the windows. So I actually do my check-ins with the windows closed, or the blinds rather, because the more I have them open, the more washed out I tend to become. But the light is bright enough most days. Last week it was very overcast, so I didn't get the same effect. My pictures were a little bit darker, but most days with the blinds closed, there's still adequate sunlight. I also do open up this blind here on the back door, and then I'll come over here and I'll open up this blind over here to kind of give some backlighting back here against the window, and for when I come in from the kitchen when I'm doing my posing. So don't mind the laundry baskets. We're getting ready to travel, and we're washing clothes before we go. Come on, dude. Come on. Come inside. And that is the dude. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my check-ins, and then I will be back with more information on everything else, how all things check-in are going. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Alexa, play the Girls Mixed by Sierra on Apple Music.
The Girls Mixed by Sierra, Lola Brooke, and Lady London from Brandy's Apple Music.
So the results are in from the feedback from Shelby from my check-ins today, and I can hardly contain my excitement. So let's get into it while I set myself up to try to have a hot girl summer in Vegas, okay? So don't mind me. I'm just going back to blonde, bringing B Shane back out, and yeah, there's something in here though. Anyway, okay, so as you know, in my last vlog, I mentioned that we were not going to be doing Patriots as planned because my body wasn't responding the way that it needed to respond. And we weren't lean enough, basically, to be able to come into this show the way we need to come in. Because we definitely want to come in top notch, right? So we had to nix that show, but obviously still going. And because we already paid for it. And so the next show we had up on the list is Sacramento or Governor's Cup. And we were still on the fence about it last week because while I was dropping where I needed to drop, we still are some pounds out. So on Friday, there still was some uncertainty about whether or not we were going to be able to make the next planned show. So Friday, I think I weighed in at about 120, maybe 120, 121, I think. It's in the video. Still wasn't there, so came back Tuesday, checked in, which was today. So today I clocked in at 119.4. So we finally broke the 120s. And again, just for reference, my stage weight is typically somewhere around 115 after being like fed back into a show. So now that we know what we're doing, we're going to Sacramento, y'all. And I think that I'm really excited about it because truth be told, and maybe I'll do a whole separate vlog on, you know, post-pro card win feels or blues as I've been calling them. I did kind of struggle a little bit with having to push back the show. I struggled mentally with that, truth be told, because I wanted to be ready. I wanted, you know, Danielle to be at my first show and stuff like that. And my other athlete, she was coming. She was going to see my first show as a pro. And for myself, like, to just not be there, it's like, come on, body, like, what's going on? It kind of somewhat felt like a letdown, just a little bit to myself. But the body's going to do what the body wants to do, right? And the stage will always be there. And those are things that I always have to remind myself of. The stage will always be there. And, you know, you're ready when you're ready, especially when you want to bring your best. I've been digging as much as I can possibly dig, finding all the ways to get my cardio in that don't feel like death. Because I don't think any way you slice it, 90 minutes of cardio feels like death. Being on like low carb feels like death. It's not fun, but it's like, again, what are you going to do like when your back is against the wall? How are you going to respond to that? And, you know, if you want to get to where you want to get to, what do you have to do to push yourself over the edge? Those are the things that I've been asking myself. I've been really digging hard and trying to not necessarily force myself to be ready, but, you know, do everything in my power that I can do to execute the plan, to stay on track, get the rest, keep the stress down despite, you know, being in my feels or whatever, and doing whatever I need to do. So far, that's panned out. We'll see what next week looks like. At the end of the day, everything always works out, right? Everything always works out the way that it needs to work out for you. For me, obviously, it works out. So I am excited. I am excited to finally have a show day, to have my pro debut, and to be, you know, have it back in one of the towns that I won one of my previous shows last year in. I will be in my pink suit. No special reveal there. That's what I wanted. Y'all know that I am a Sean's Couture cutie, so one of the things that Sean preaches is if it's working, why change it, right? Yeah, so with that said, I'm gonna get to like booking my tickets and all of that stuff, because that's another thing we didn't do. We were kind of holding off, so we didn't have the same situation that we had with Vegas. Wanted to make sure that this was a show that we were doing, and I'm gonna do all that. I might even walk you guys through what my show costs are as a pro, if that even is of interest to anybody. I'll do like a cost breakdown and things like that. If at all possible ever, I can book early, accommodations, hotel, travel, I'm gonna do that shit. So yeah, so I am gonna get ready to go book. Okay, so I'm currently looking for my flight for Sacramento, and as I suspected, as of Friday, when I did my Friday check-in, the flights did go up pretty high. They actually went up higher than I think when I checked last Tuesday and the Friday before. So again, being a little bit seasoned on flying and stuff, I know that once I'm within the 21-day window, the 14-day window, and down into the 7-day window, flights are going to continue to go up and kind of be sky high. And then for me too, for whatever reason, from the Midwest, from Kansas to the West Coast, flights are already outrageously expensive. I know it's probably a minor annoyance, or probably a little bit frustrating sometimes for coaches when, I'll say for me, for instance, I'm like, so are we good? Are we going to do the show? Are we going to do the show? Blah, blah, blah. And it's not necessarily always anxiousness about doing the show. A lot of it sometimes is just about planning the travel and the accommodations, knowing that flights fluctuate. The hardest thing that I've had to do now is to tell Danielle that we got the green light to do Sacramento, and then also tell her that, hey, so as of right now, today, these flights are looking like close to $700 for the weekend, and that's whether I leave on a Thursday or a Friday. I do check like multiple flights, so I'll look at Kayak first and I'll kind of see what's out there. If I can book directly from a airline, I'll do that. Or what we've done for me this year is we're using card hacking basically for like points and stuff like that. Hey, can you, never mind. I was gonna ask if you could close that cabinet, but you're already past it, so never mind. Points hacking. So we're racking up points or whatever so that we can use these points as a way to travel without having to incur a lot of traveling expenses. However, we just started that, and so we're still building up our flight points, or not flight points, but just our points on our card period. And the challenge with that is, like I said, having to come back and tell Danielle, like, hey, this is how much this is going to cost out of pocket. That's just a flight. I also have to pay for the room for the weekend, which is why I'm looking at now going in on a Friday instead of a Thursday. I generally like to go in at least 2, if not 3 days ahead of show, just so I can get in, just so my body can reacclimate from any kind of just being on my feet, traveling a lot, you know, just the general stressors of traveling, and so that I can get in, get accommodated, get my food situated, be able to do my workouts, be able to do my tanning and all of that stuff without also having to worry about travel, without also having to worry about if there's going to be any situations or instances where I could potentially have my flight delayed and come in late, whatever. I just like to kind of mitigate all that by coming in early. So coming in Friday, where are you going? Oh, your appointment. Well, be safe. You got everything?
Yes.
Okay. Bye. So coming in on a Friday is giving me a little bit of anxiety, but it will at least kind of decrease the cost of the room. It's not going to decrease the cost of the flight. It'll decrease the cost of the room. So I'm trying to keep the flight under $700, and as quickly as I tried to get the flights that I saw that were still under $7, or as quickly as it kept saying the flights were unavailable. So right now I can either get a full round trip Southwest flight for about $720, or I can try to do a one-way there and a one-way back and still try to get that under $700 ticket. But I mean, even with all that said, it's still nearly $700, but being at or below is obviously, of course, better than above. So let's see what we can do.
All right, so how are you feeling?
Well, I'm nervous now.
Why are you nervous now?
So Shelby said we were going to go ahead and stick with doing Sacramento as a Governor's Cup. I keep saying Sacramento because that's where I'm going. So next weekend. So she feels like we're dropping steadily enough to where we'll be ready next week.
So how do you feel about proposed changes and stuff that we made?
I feel good with the exception of the back pose. I know I still pinch sometimes. I'm still trying to find like my widest, and I know he said to bring my hands down some, and I think I don't know how to bring them down without then closing everything back off. And I don't know if it'll matter once I have the hair in, if I'll still be able to have some width. So I'm struggling to still find that balance, and then to be able to do it and still know how much to push, how much more upright I might need to be versus, the bend in the knee, all those things.
Yeah. The hard part about the back pose is that it's one of those things where you can't see it, you just have to feel it. So you just have to know that you're in it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know if you're in it or not, then that becomes a whole other issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, in general, what I want you to think about with it is I just don't want you to pinch your back pose, like your upper back.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily need to get a lat spread. We just need your back to be relaxed and open, because then we'll be able to see your delts.
Okay.
Because again, you're going to have your hair down your back.
Mm-hmm.
So all we need to see as far as width is concerned is we need to be able to see the delts on the outside.
Okay.
Okay. So what else? Is it just the back pose really that's tripping you up? Or are you getting everything else, like relaxing the arm and all that kind of stuff too, the back arm?
I think I'm relaxing the arm. I'm not sure if I'm twisting enough or too much in the front pose. I think I can generally fix it if I think it's off, but I mean, of course, your advice is always welcomed on that.
Okay. Why don't we just run you through your routine and see where we are with that? I'm gonna just take a look at your poses and stuff, and then we'll take a look and see what we need to tweak.
Okay. Sounds good about that. It was crazy.
So I feel like your front pose is really straight on. Is it just me, or did you change that?
I don't know if I didn't change it on purpose. If I did, it may have been me thinking, is my hip twisted enough to the front?
Yeah, I feel like your upper body's really straight on to me. Like, I don't see your shoulder cap and stuff because of that. So, twist the hip more this way. Yep. And then just relax that back shoulder down. Yep.
Okay.
And then chest up just a little. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Good. That's better. Let me take a picture of that.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then do you feel the difference between this and what you were doing?
I think so, yeah. I feel this a little more forward, and I'm not as twisted this way.
Right.
So I'm back here.
Well, really straight, like you were twisting really straight onto me, and I don't remember you doing that before. And what it does when you do that actually is it takes away from your shoulder, so it actually makes you look like you're bottom heavy with your balance and stuff. So Yeah, when you go sideways like that, then we get that delt rounding out, and it's a lot fuller.
Okay.
And that matches your glute a whole lot better.
Okay.
So, hit the front pose how you were before, like before I just corrected you. Okay. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna text it to you so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Okay. So I just sent you those 2 pictures. So take a look at that.
Okay. So the first one is 2 straight on, and then the second one is the other. Okay.
You see the difference in your upper body and how it looks really thin when you come that straight on like that?
Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. And then it looks like my glute goes backwards too.
Yep.
So I'm like here, and I'm twisting this, and all this goes away.
Yep. It's almost like, that's almost like a pose like what they were doing when Issa was like the head of the posing criteria. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She was coming really straight on. This is actually the same exact thing that I talked to Jennifer Dory about, not this past year, the year before, when we were at the Arnold, because she changed her front pose at the Arnold, and I liked it better. And she was like, yeah, Tyler, when I saw Tyler last week, he told me that I needed to change my front. This is right before she won the Arnold, she won the Olympia. She said, he told me I needed to turn more sideways. She goes, but I feel like that makes me not balanced from top to bottom. I go, no, what happens when you turn more sideways? I said, is your shoulder rounds out. I said, and then you do look more balanced from top to bottom.
Right.
I said, what I've always critiqued her on is the fact that her shoulders aren't big enough in comparison to her lower body. And that was just her pose.
Right.
You know, as soon as she twisted a little bit more sideways, that shoulder showed off and rounded out and balanced her.
Gotcha.
Same thing up here.
Okay.
Same thing.
Noted.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when I put my chest up, let me try to get back into it. So I'm here. Hips good.
Yep.
I don't know if I was just over it at the point where I was doing my check-ins. I was like, I feel like I'm very rib cage up when I do that.
So it shouldn't be, and girls tend to do this too. It's like it's almost like you yank back. It's not a yank back, it's a pull straight up.
Gotcha.
You pull straight up from the chest, and then you pull straight up from the glute to the back.
Yeah. Oh, we baby free. Baby free.
Baby
we finna
free.
have a hot girl summer.
No, we not, but we
Hot
baby
girl
free.
weekend.
We baby free.
Hot girl weekend.
That looks questionable.
How do you feel now that you're down on the ground?
That was a rough flight. I felt very vulnerable. I felt like you ain't do your job.
Do you feel like I didn't do my job?
I felt like I was in there hyperventilating, and you like, babe, I understand, but I'm really trying to watch Avatar. That's exactly how.
This is what you finna tell
But
people?
then when I started squeezing your hand just a little bit harder, you was like, okay, well, let me just pause my movie. And then you start rubbing on my chest. And then we start turning flips in the air, and you got scared. So then you stopped messing with me, too.
I didn't get scared. No, I didn't.
So he was like, okay.
No,
Like,
I
you
was
ain't know
saying,
what else to do.
I was saying,
You was-
okay,
you was
like,
to your peak.
I was saying, okay, because I knew you were probably mad freaking out by that point.
So then why did you say you were rubbing me and you like, okay.
Because you were freaking out. You were like literally squeezing the bones out of my fingers. That's how hard you were squeezing my hand. And I was like, all I knew to do was to hold your hand
But then
and
you
rub
like
you
go
down.
down. And then you was like, all right, I can't.
No, because you were hurting. You were literally hurting my
I
hand.
can't. I said, Raven, how she do it? Because we was finna.
We was finna what?
I asked her how she do it because I was ready to ask for an emergency landing.
Who are you going to ask for an emergency landing
I was
from?
going to ask the attendant.
To just take us down.
I'm like,
Just
man,
put me down. Put me down.
Because clearly, am I the only one finding a problem with what's going on?
Right, because everybody else was like asleep.
Everybody else was trying
And you,
to be cool.
the only one, like...
Everybody else was trying to be cool.
Because turbulence happens.
Baby, I ain't never felt that much turbulence in my life.
Oh, another excellent landing by our pilots. Yeah, I put the heat on this one. My captain did a beautiful landing, and now my first officer just matched up to his landing. So that's a sweet landing by our pilots here with Delta, arriving here in Las Vegas. Just let you know that it's 8:47 local time, so that has been a time change. Las Vegas is in Pacific time, so you can synchronize your watches.
Okay, sis. Looking real regular. Hey, how did it feel? Good? Pretty smooth. Okay. Chinatown? Whatever y'all want to do. I'm going to be eating my chicken. We're ready.
What's your last name?
Mine is Lewis-Reed. To the point where we just want to stay in the gym and just do stuff just because we have the opportunity to do it. It's like we're not even ready to go, even though we've done. Are you doing your workout? Yeah. I'm doing my workout too. Now we're just doing stuff just because we can. So we're gonna go play some more and call it a good day. Yes, 3, 2, 1. I'm just so excited to be here. Thank you.
She's looking for a pen that she can't find. She wants me to record her signing something. And I don't want to.
Because why?
Because...
What is it taking away from you?
Okay, so is this a paper that you gotta sign every time you compete?
Yes, it's a contract.
So you want this picture?
It's my first contract.
Okay. And then you got that one in the back. Saying, hey guys, I'm open to doing anything, but she's knee deep under the covers. Yeah, I'm down for whatever.
Hey, shut up.
Like, I'm getting great shots right now.
Rebecca don't care.
She probably
like, shut up.
Stop talking to me.
Right. Stop talking, period.
Hey. Hey, B.
I'm looking at that girl's pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and like, she was fair in person, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
than what I see on stream.
Instagram will play tricks on you. I'm just recording y'all, enjoying all of your indulgences, choices, the life choices. So like you know better than anybody.
Yeah. So even with like if you date someone that is just kind of health conscious, not to the degree of what you guys are, I think. All right, so when I met Brandy, she was prepping for a show. So like, I think it's more important for the guy to kind of choose to be involved in that and to kind of understand your level, because even if he's fit or he feels like he's fit, he also has to understand he is not. The dedication is completely different than what he's doing, what you do. You know what I mean? So.
And we're going to start with our first group of athletes.
Hey, girl, sit down.
Yo. I won't stop until I see you sure you know who you are. So many shows, wherever I go, I'm gonna keep on looking. It's all up to you, baby.
It's Sanford. He's the UNLV.
Hey, Jen.
Got done doing something over at the Mirage for our competitors and stuff, and I'm telling you, I say this all the time. If we don't have competitors, we don't have an organization. Yous are the foundation.
All right, let's go front pose, everybody. So we know your hands will bring our belly button down. I know it's here you're going this shit's hard to get together. I'm glad that we're the social media era right now. I go here, and I sit right away. But I'm saying that mine is going to be like not too tall, and it's going to be hard for me to. You don't want to. So whenever I step, I sit right away. And I'm already ready.
Okay, so watch my glutes here, not flex. Flex. My glutes are here.
I think I do that. I think I flex.
I try not to, but then I think look at the difference, right?
So is it supposed to be flexed or not flexed?
Don't flex your glutes because you lose all of that roundness. Like I'm right here, it's out to here.
Yeah.
I'm flexing and I'm pulling it in because you're making it smaller.
Gotcha.
So remember, bring those elbows back. I do see what you mean. It does. And I don't even think it's like practice I try it. It's because you're running a little bit. I feel like you definitely have like density in your back because like you're trying to have these factors and
Want to see how muscular you look in your back. Okay. Because you can use the hair as a little bit of more of an illusion. Right. Yes.
Right. Okay. So with this.
That was the thing. I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I want to. The hair helps her add a little bit more size to her upper body because in her back she could use a little more density. Yeah, I was going to say because most of the time the hair will hide the density. Yes. But I think the hair helps her look more developed. Yeah, she doesn't have. She needs more density. You know what I mean? Yes. You need to be at the pro level. You still need more density. Okay, do your front pose. She feels more confident. Huh? She feels more confident with her natural hair. Nice legs. Okay, let's look at that back.
Because we started talking about
Okay, so now can you put the wig on? Like here. Yeah, I can see she can. But I actually like to look at that. Let me see if the wig.
I haven't seen that weird at all.
I just want to see what more if it helps her hide physique. Yes. Because you look actually, I think you look like that. I want to see what you look like.
That's a confidence booster. I don't even really know how I have this on at this point.
You look so familiar. But you know what though? That's a damn weird mic though. You I didn't even realize it was I just had another girl with the girl with the piece of hair down her head. She had a wig. She had a wig on yesterday, and I didn't know it was a wig.
So now do I look more familiar? I mean, you see a million people, so I don't really know.
But now I know who I was talking to over there.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for your time, Sandy. Huh? Oh, you're very welcome.
I don't know why. Oh, that's not funny.
So cool.
Thank you. People at the grocery store do that too.
That woman at the grocery store? They ask you?
Yes.
So strange.
Yeah, they are.
That's not a bad thing though. I could imagine going up to someone and asking. Well, no, I couldn't either. And I'm used to a lot of stuff in this industry, but that I don't think I would do. Okay, so do your front pose.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. What's up, bud? Yeah.
And your best. See, here in the back, it makes them look, when she first did it, I was like, oh, damn, your jacket hot. In the back, I wear them. Only because, not because of how you look, but because it helps the band. You look, she prefers it without the wig. I do it in the back. At first she was like, she was going to say without the wig. I was. And then that's why I wanted you to do it, because it's just the density. It does. This is where I'd say, like I said, then the hair can help you. Yeah, till you get that little bit more muscle up top. Yeah, like I said, we have half a dozen toys now that have shaped heads. They rock it. Yeah, well, absolutely. And they like, you know what I mean? And that confidence comes across. But I think, because you look great from the front with or without working, but in the back, I'm giving it again at that pro level. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to make it look a little bit better. It just gives you a lot more balance, and it makes you look big on top. Yes, it does. Because all you see is the shoulders. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. But you look really I had no idea. Like I said, the nails are really absolutely. And you were looking at me, so yeah, do the wig. I always do the wig all the time. Yeah, and you don't want to. No, you don't. If you don't have it, yeah, it's just the middle that we have. I don't even want that. Yeah. You can
See if I can do that next time.
and then once you add it down, you can rock it. And then I would take it. From the front, I like her better. I like the wig. Your body's great. But like I said, from the back, it will add a little bit more like that to your body. Yep. Next weekend.
And on show day,
So I'll see you next weekend. Yes. And Joe's coming up to judge with people because
we are just coming back from the posing and NBC IFBB workshop that they had over at Elevation Fitness here in Nevada. And I think we're both really excited. We both got some really good feedback from people like Jen Dory, Amy Delgado, and Ashley Cotwalser, and Sandy Williamson, and Mark Anthony, Jen Dory's husband. So we are now gonna go stuff our face, or at least I am, and digest all of the good information that we just got. But this trip has definitely been everything that I needed it to be, and I'm excited to share it with y'all.
Stepping in the spot like she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my.